So Ben, obviously it was a disappointing result on Saturday, and the situation around it. Everyone in the club will know that. But what's it been like in the couple of days that have followed that?
Disappointing, obviously. I think it's not. You don't just look at Saturday as a disappointment. Really, it's probably the majority of the season. Saturday we'd give an okay performance, but it meant for nothing really because we ended up losing the game. But it's just one of them situations that you don't want to be in and don't want the club to be in. But we are, so we've sort of just got to swallow it, accept it, and move on and sort of focus on putting in a good performance Saturday first, and then go from there really.
Is the reality of the situation sort of sunk in over the last few days that you will be playing League 2 football next season?
Yeah, I think it was obviously sour for us all from Saturday, probably all of this week really, and then today it's probably trying to forget about it because we're focusing on playing Cambridge, who've got something to play for Saturday. So, we know they're going to be at it and we need to be at it because we've got to give everyone at the club a performance that they can sort of be proud of come to end of the season, because there hasn't been enough of them this year.
How do you look at the game against Cambridge? Because I suppose it's a difficult one because you now don't have anything to play for, but you'll want to go out in front of the home fans and give them something to be positive about at the end of the season.
Yeah, we want to give them a good performance. Certainly deserve the supporters all season really, so we want to give them a good performance, but at the same time we want to stop Cambridge from winning and potentially staying in League One. If we're going down, we'll drag them down with us hopefully.
Yeah, and you spoke about what the fans there have been behind you all season, and I suppose you want to show them something because you haven't had the performances over the whole season that have been there, so you want to show them something in this last game that maybe give them something, reason for optimism going into next season.
Yeah, they're going to be as disappointed as us, potentially more as the fans, but we carry it on our chest as well. We're out there performing for the club and for everyone involved, so we take it home with us each day. And like you said there, the performances probably haven't been good enough all season, so it has been a disappointing season for them. We completely understand that. It's been disappointing for us as well, so our main aim really is to just give our best performance Saturday because that's all we can do now.
In terms of your own performances, you've got quite a few goals this season, 12 goals altogether. How do you feel from a personal standpoint? I suppose you won't be happy with what's happened over the course of the season, but from your own perspective, how do you feel like your own form has been over the course of the season?
That's a tough question really. I've obviously scored goals, but probably haven't been as... I think you always look at yourself really and think that you should be more consistent. And I can't come in here and say I've scored goals and done my job, because that's not always the main thing. It's about shutting the door the other end as well, and there's times where I've played deeper in midfield and not just attacking wise, so I've got to chip in and out the defenders really from stopping goals going in. And also I don't think anyone really this season can come out and say like, oh, I've been good, because at the end of the day we've been relegated, so everyone's got to look at themselves, and I will myself.
Brilliant, thank you. Ethan, sorry, kind of left you out there, but I'll move to you. I suppose when you arrived at the club, it's not sort of what you imagined this season, the way it's gone. For you, how has it been? How have the last few days been? The last week, sort of coming to the realisation what's happened.
I think similar to what Ben was saying. I think we've had a couple of days now to kind of mull it over, and I speak for myself, but I'm sure Gaz is the same. I've done a lot of reflecting over those couple of days, mostly on myself, because that's the first thing you should look at, I think. And like I say, I think, listen, we go up as a team, we get relegated as a team. The bottom line is this year we haven't scored enough goals as a team, and we've conceded too many, and that's led us to be in the position we're in. So, yeah.
Is that key that you need to stick together as players, and the fan base and everyone in the club needs to stay connected, stay together even through the really difficult moments? Yeah,
100%. Because I think in football, generally speaking, I think there are probably more downs than there are ups, but it's how you ride the downs, and that's what made the ups even better, if that makes sense. So, listen, I don't think anything comes from. I know it's obviously not a positive situation, but I don't think anything comes from negativity or negative energy. I think I'm a big believer in positive thinking, and I think this club will bounce back from the season.
What's the key? Do you think now is it just getting into the hard work sort of when you have the off season? I imagine have a little break, but you come back in pre-season and ready to go. Is that the key from here?
Yeah, I think obviously. I think as footballers, it's a stressful game. I think you've got to take your time, enjoy your off season, be with your family and loved ones and stuff like that, and then almost give you that break to come back and to attack the new season. Because listen, we've been relegated from League One. We're going to be in League Two next year. Our only thought process should be how are we going to bounce back and get back into this league.
For you yourself, it's your first year here at the club, but next year is the last year of your contract personally. Does that change anything? Does that give you a reason to think, right, I need to perform as well in that sense?
Not really. I think as soon as I put the shirt on, I think you've got the right to perform for the badge, not just yourself or your contract length or anything. For the fans that are watching, that are paying to watch you play, I think I think you should be playing for that and for the love of the game. I don't think it's worrying about contract situations or because I think that leads to maybe short-term success, but I don't think that leads into your long-term targets and your long-term success. So
I suppose it's difficult to speak about with the situation with the relegation, but have you felt the connection with the fans this season?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I see a few South African flags pop up every now and then, so for me personally it's been amazing. I think, looking back on it, I think pre-Christmas time probably is when we were at our best. We had that good run of form. I know, we don't like to mention it now because of the situation we're in, but looking back to those days, it was so positive and stuff. And I think, I think next year, hopefully, it will be very similar to that period.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Fellas, you don't mind me putting you on the spot a bit, asking you about contracts again, but I know you're both under contract, but you both got double figures in goals, mostly from midfield, and there's likely to be interest, I would both think, in the summer. Just tell me what your thoughts are really on your futures.
I'll go first. I mean, yeah, I'm contract. I've got a year left. Probably will be similar answers really. Is we've both got a year left. I think have you got a year left?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
I've got a year left. So at the end of the day, your sole focus is on the club. You're here next year. People can talk about interest. There's always whispers, but at the end of the day, if a club comes in and they offer a fee to the club, it's up to the club what they want to do. I'd imagine as we're both very happy here because we're enjoying playing. I've been here, it's my third season here now, I love it here. Like he said, he's got a connection with the fans, I've got a connection with the fans, my family love it here, so it's a right fit for me. So, it's disappointing that we've ended up in a situation we are because you want to play at the highest level you can, but at the same time, the grass isn't always greener in certain places. You can go somewhere and you might not enjoy them, not play as good as football as you want, and I love it here, so I don't really know what you're saying. At the end of the day, I'm contracted to the club, so at the moment I'm here next year.
Ben, sorry Ethan, just before I come to you, Ben, if I ask you, there was a picture of you at the end of the game at Bolton, you had your shirt over your face and you're obviously really upset. I'm not saying the other players weren't upset, but it just showed what it does mean to you that the club's gone down this year.
Yeah, I think it's embarrassment really. Like personally, me, I feel embarrassed. Like you go home and stuff, you don't feel like going out and you go and see your mates. The first thing they're gonna say to you is like, "Oh, lad, you got relegated. What happened?" And it's like, it's just something like you don't really want to talk about ever again in your career. So everyone will feel the exact same pain. I weren't the only one at night there, like you said. But me and Smudge, I think, we're the only two in the starting 11 who obviously got promoted with the club. So it's so disappointing that we worked so hard in that first season to get promoted, playoffs, everything, the whole stress of the season, to then like the second season in League One we end up getting relegated. But like Chiz said before, you've got to reflect on yourself and sort of look at yourself before anything else. We're in this position because of us as a team, no individuals or anything like that.
And Ethan, I guess you'd echo that, even though you've had a good season individually with plenty of goals.
Yeah, I think obviously I'm similar to Gaz. I got a year left. I think though for this season, me and Gaz, I'm sure Gaz will agree, hitting double figures and stuff. It doesn't just come from solely you on the pitch. I think the club have taken, I can't speak for Gaz, but the club have taken care of me massively. The both gaffers that have come in this season have taken care of me personally, and yeah, I've got big respect for them and for the club.
And in terms of your future, I guess, whatever might happen in the summer, it sounds as though you're sort of looking forward to trying to get Vale back out to League Two.
100%.
That's the main aim, isn't it? Is rebuilding and going again. We've had the highs of being promoted, and it's the best feeling I've ever had in football. But like you said, you probably have a lot more lows than you do highs. So it's about taking in that low that we've had and using it as a bit of momentum for next season.
People sometimes forget that footballers have to come through a lot, don't they, to get to the stage you're at now.
Yeah.
You have to come through a lot of setbacks. It's not been, I'm sure for either of you, it's not been easy to to get to this stage.
No, you obviously you come through what, Southampton, was it?
Yeah, well, yeah, I've come through more of the non-league route. So like I've just come through the levels and stuff like that, and it's not easy at any level. So yeah, I mean, you get your ups and downs at literally any level of football. So yeah.
And 1 game to go. And I know it doesn't matter for Vale's fate, but as you've said to Cameron there, it's important to sort of finish on a high. And also other teams are relying on your results as well, I guess.
Yeah, we're not. I'm not coming in here saying I'm going to do Burton a favour or Cheltenham a favour. We just don't want to lose a game at home. You know, at the end of the day, it's our home pitch. We want to win every game that's on there. And with them having a bit of, I don't know, something to play for, it probably gives it that bit more of an oomph. The way if we both had nothing to play for, it's a bit like, not that people will be looking at it like that, but it's a bit flat, the game, isn't it? The way like now they're coming here, they'll be on it, and then we have to be on it because we want to win.